One thing that's on my heart, my mind, is the people in our community of Spokane dealing with the wildfires that extends into British Columbia, Kelowna. People that I know there that are dealing with the aftermath of wildfires, the number of homes burnt, people displaced, much like my friends in Maui have been dealing with. It's unnerving. It is really an impactful event that you can't totally prepare for. Even when you think, oh, I can manage it, man, I hear the heartbreaking stories. So my prayers, my thoughts go out to everyone dealing with those. And my encouragement, if you're watching, you're listening in today, find a way to support them. Maybe that's monetarily, maybe that's aid, maybe that's some of the goods that you have. Find a way to support those that in some cases lost everything they had. Today, I'm going to talk to you about intensity, the great separator. A couple of weeks ago, I read an article on a sports outlet. I don't know if it was ESPN, CNN, I don't know. But it was about a professional football coach who was navigating intensity. See, the head coach of the Washington Commanders, Ron Rivera, during a press conference, shared about his offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy, the leader of the offense, and newly hired, and he was new into the position with that team. And many players were talking about his intensity and how it was difficult, it was hard to manage. Eric came out and shared, that's just the way I am. I'm going to be intense. We'll talk more about those things later this week. But I want to go through this idea that intensity, when managed properly, when used well, man, it can do great things. We see intensity used in manufacturing. I think of food goods. Homogenization of milk is an example of intensity. Intense pressure for a short period allows the fat molecules to be spread throughout milk so we don't have to separate it. Or I think about extrusion of plastics. You push plastics through a form, and all of a sudden those plastic little beads and pellets become toys and computers and everything else. See, when used properly, it can do great. But if the conditions aren't right, it burns, it damages. Intensity with personality is the same thing. I've learned that the hard way. I've learned that intensity can separate you. It can be used for good, but it also can push people away from you. My thought of the day today is this: managing intensity is vital to get the most out of it without excessive separation. Say if we push too hard, if we're too much, if we're just like that bright shining light in the middle of the night, it's like, no. But yet, when we're looking for something, we need that bright light. It's just knowing how and when to manage it. I'm going to talk more about that later this week. But I want to share again that intensity, when used for good and used at the right amount, kind of like salt when we salt food, you use the right amount, it's great. Not enough, it's kind of bland. Too much, oh, it's excessive. Manage your intensity. The relationships around you, they deserve it. Thanks for being here. Catch you next.